Watts. This is Compton, you know what I'm saying? There's no place that I won't go. And I feel as though if you got love and you putting out real shit, you can do that. If you're kicking that shit from your heart, you can go wherever your heart wants you to go. If you're kicking that shit from the white folks' office, the white folks gonna have to bring it through the roof. I cannot explain how this game lays me. Plus with this pain, I got enemies doing anything to break me. My attitude changed, got to the point where I was driven. 24/7, money's my mission, just a nigga trying to make a living. These busted chicks don't want no mail. They spending their riches on scandalous bitches, but they petrified and dead. It's hell for solid dealers, want a meal ticket. Jealous ass bitches, player hating, but we still kick it. Always keep my eyes on the prize, watch the police. So much murder, people. Goods getting no sleep, but still I get my money on major, continuously communicating through my pager. Niggas know me, don't have no homies cause they jealous. I hustle solo, cause when I'm broke I got no time for the fellas. Listen, ain't nothing private about no broke nigga, ain't no joke. Fuck what they saying, get your clothes all hand. First you know what technical fails, submissive souls turn the hoes when exposed. Protect in times of war, we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry all hand. First you know what fails, submissive souls turn the hoes when exposed. Protect in times of war, we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry I'm just a young black man, curse since my birth, had to Tony Stack man. If worse come to worse, headed for the back. Jails or maybe it's my only way to stack man. It's all they doing, driven my decision to a die. But excellence is junior high. No time for asking why, getting high, getting mine. Ripping my 950 times, go for 4-5 tails. This life is hell and everybody dies. What about these I despise them loud talking cattle top ass why getting high, kids alive, all the fools that die. Everybody's trying to make the news, niggas confused. They're trying to be an OG and pay your dues if you choose to apply yourself. Go with the grain and come the riches and the bitches and the DJ Nemo. First you know what technical fails, submissive souls turn the hoes dead. In times of war we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry all men. First you know what technical fails, submissive souls turn the hoes when exposed. Protect in times of war we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry the true black budget glass. Live with nigga with blast and cremated last wishes. Niggas smoke my asses. I die wishing, hoping for possibilities. I'm my own. Why they got for me sloppily? Got patrol projects. Hate the people living in them. I was born to inmate. Way to escape the prison. Went to church, but don't understand that they underhanded. God gave me these commandments. The world is scanning. Blasted ain't holy high. Baptized the evil minds. Rise no longer blinded. Watch me shine trick. Which one of y'all want to feel the degrees? Bitches free, baby. DJ Nemo. All hell. First you know what technical fails. Submissive souls in the hoes when exposed. Protect in times of war we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry all hell. First you know what technical fails, submissive souls turn the hoes when it we need somebody made about the hood. Shit, I'm with you. Yeah. All hell. First you know what technical fails, submissive souls turn the hoes when exposed. Protect in times of war we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry all hell. First you know what technical fails, submissive souls turn the hoes when exposed. Protect in times of war we need somebody bold. Rally the troops like the same that we can trust to help you carry
What's up, everybody? This is Give me 1 second. Just want to test this out for a little bit.
What's some devilish look? What?
I'm online, and they hear you. They hear you.
Looking at me, I didn't say it.
Sorry about that. Hold up, this is your brother Guy Hollywood Jr. And today's topic is Ryan Christopher Palmeter, the Jacksonville shooter. And I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this because I thought this was interesting. And this is the reason why we can't be so quick to celebrate. We can't be so quick to celebrate. Let me put something else there because I want people. I forgot to do this, but let's see. Let me do my little intro here. And I just had to do that real quick, just for my little intro. Yeah, so I want to weigh in on this situation that happened. And before I go in, I'm going to show a little quick video. I'm going to basically, I'm going to say my thoughts on the situation. I'm going to definitely say my thoughts on the situation because I think it's very important. But I'm going to say welcome to those that's coming in or about to come in or may see this program in the future. I know I'm having a problem with my internet connection, so I might seem a little choppy. So here we go. Let me just play this quick video. Share screen this real quick. I can't call right now. I gotta call him back a little later. Here we go. Show this video real quick. What's going on with this thing? A little bit. And it might seem a little choppy, so bad internet connection, but just hear the audio.
This morning, newly released surveillance video is revealing more.
All right, so what I have to do, I'll just play it on my phone. I play it on my phone. Here we go. Here we go. I play it on my phone. It's no big deal. There's no big deal. Let me see something. I want to make sure I'm doing okay, because sometimes make sure I'm live. So make sure I'm live here. Okay, I'm good. So I play it on my phone. That way I can see if I have it here. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Jacksonville, let me see. Thought I have it here. Hate this. See if I have it here. Oh, here we go. All right, let me see. No, that's not what this here. So here we go. I'm going to show this video. I don't know if y'all can see it. Let's see if I can show it here. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on.
Racist rampage at a Dollar General. This morning, newly released surveillance video is revealing more of the chilling moments leading up to what authorities say was a racist rampage at a Dollar General store in Jacksonville. The sheriff here says the images show the gunman entering a different discount store down the road and leaving after making a purchase. He then stops at Edward Waters University, a historically black college, and puts on a tactical vest and mask as students alert campus security officer Antonio Bailey.
To me, the students are the heroes.
The shooter, 21-year-old Ryan Christopher Palmeter, quickly drives away when Lieutenant Bailey approaches his vehicle.
Did you ever, in your mind, ever consider not confronting the suspect?
No, I did not. This is what we signed up for.
The university's president says Bailey saved lives on campus.
You, sir, are nothing short of a hero, and we honor you today.
Minutes later, the gunman ends up at Dollar General, where he opens fire in the parking lot, killing Angela Carr.
Damn, this is unreal. This is so unreal.
Carr's daughter, Ashley, says her mother was an Uber driver dropping off a passenger. She leaves behind 3 children and 16 grandchildren.
She's incredible. I can't put it any other way.
Gerald Deshaun Gallion and 19-year-old A.J. Laguerre Jr. were murdered inside the store. A.J.'s 2 brothers, Quan and Josh.
I never thought I had to bury my little brother, man.
We were expecting him to bury us before we had to bury him.
The sheriff says the gunman took his own life when law enforcement entered the store and that he had legally purchased the handgun and AR-15 style rifle he used, which was painted with swastikas. Still, despite the actions of the campus security guard, the sheriff again does not believe that the university was the initial target, partly because the gunman used to work at another discount store. Oh, Chanel.
All right, Gabe.
The crazy part about it is people, we don't really learn from the movies that were shown in these. That's the reason why I don't quit to celebrate I don't celebrate that what happened, that brawl that we had. I would quick celebrate that Alabama brawl. I wasn't celebrating that. It was good to see our people come together and helping our brother from those white thugs. But just like, and we need to start going back into those 90 movies. We really do. We really need to start going back, watching those 90 movies. And I always learn from the movies. We need to start watching that movie, Higher Learning. That's the perfect example. Higher Learning was a perfect example. They one beat down. What the Ice Cube said, one beat down, and they still won. We won one little battle, and we celebrating, and we putting up the chair and the folding chair thing and all that sort of stuff. And it was a big celebration. And you thought it was over? We don't know if this 21-year-old cat, let me put up his picture. Let me put up his picture. Let's see if I can put up his picture. All right, let me see if I can put up his picture. Showing up. Yeah, something's wrong. Let me put up this picture. It's off. Okay. Okay, y'all can hear me? I have my mic off. I'm gonna have to get a new laptop. Y'all hear me now? Press 1. KW Don Hotel. Salute to Rashid. I'm good? Okay, good. KW Don 7 was good. Brother Bakari was good. Cool Gamer was good. Rashid, Brother Rashid, good to hear from you. So what happens, and I apologize again because I have this bad internet connection. I have to hook it up with I have to start putting this in my router now because this is getting crazy. Okay. Apologize again. So this is what happens when we are so quick to celebrate what happened. This is what happens. When we celebrate that brawl, this led up to. This is what it led up to. This right here. And where's the Nation of Islam black groups at? You notice Biden hasn't passed no laws yet to protect us. There will never be a law to protect us. There will never be a law to protect us. Let me see something. And there will never be no law to protect us. And this is going to continue. This is going to continue. I thought what happened to for all the religious Negropeans? What happened for an eye? To all the Negropeans out there, what happened to an eye for an eye? We have an eye for an eye to each other, but when it comes down to the enemy, what happened to an eye for an eye when it comes down for them? We have to start looking at that movie Higher Learning. Because these people are not doing this part of some sort of white extremist organization. I don't care what nobody say. And these white people be initiated to knock us off. And you notice that the government don't do anything about it because they are part of the United States government. They know what's going on. And this is what's happening now. This is what's happening. All this celebration. I like I said, like Ice Cube said, they still won at the end of the day. Now, like I said, we don't know if this guy got ticked off because of this celebration. And he wanted to say, nah, let me show you what I can do. And like I said, they always act alone. The government's protecting the parents. Oh, well, they didn't know what their son was doing. Oh, yes, they do. They knew. He's 21. He's 21. This is a 21-year-old fat ass dude that did this. Where's Joe Biden at? Where's Joe Biden? How come Joe Biden? Where's old ass Jim Crow Joe? Where's Kamala Harris? Because black people went out and voted for this people. Where they at? None of them didn't say nothing about this. None of them didn't say, no, we need to pass some laws when it comes down to this. Or they will have laws to protect confused black people, or they'll have laws to protect the trans movement. They will have laws to protect the gooks. They will have laws to protect the gooks. But when it comes down to us, they don't protect us. They don't protect us. And that's what I have a problem with. I have a problem. I hold ourselves accountable. All this anti-African stuff that you see on YouTube, this anti-Pan-African, this I'm not Africans crap, which all that beginning, the Pretendians Negropean movement, all that happened in 2016. All that happened in 2016. The Pretendians movement. Let me stop screen sharing this. But I want people to understand where I'm coming from when it comes down to this. And we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect us. We are on our own. That's it. We are on our own. I'm not into debating, because with people who have identity crisis, I'm not into that no more. We got to get away from that crap. You know, the same old stuff, same rhetoric, same YouTubers coming on here talking about I'm not this and I'm not that, but I need to do something with this. But when it comes down to this, we have a problem. Issue. I'm not getting into this when you got white people, they don't think like that. They don't think like that. No other race think like how we think. They're not Europeans. You never hear Pan-Asians talking about we are not Asian people. And this is the reason why we're in the state that we're in. And the only thing these Neanderthals do, they come in, shoot a couple of black people, and they end up killing themselves because that's what they're ordered to do. And it's going to be more of that before the year ends. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be more of these white extremists gunning us down, and you're going to hear more crime. And oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, or whatever. And like I said, we got to protect ourselves by any means. That's why I kept saying when that brawl happened in Alabama, we should have been whipping these cops' ass too. We should be, even when it came down to George Floyd. George Floyd, his life would have been saved. Somebody could just throw a rock or something at those police so they could save that guy's life, but they didn't do it. They sat there with their phones and watched him get killed. As far as I'm concerned, those people that watched, that stood by, is just as guilty. Those people that stood by, watch Eric Garner get killed, they just as guilty. When you stand by, you are just as guilty. You're just as guilty. I don't care what color you are. Especially if you're a black person and you watching your own brother or sister almost getting killed, and you just stand by, and the only thing you could do is record. Like that's going to save their life. We already saw what happened to Rodney King. See, we don't learn from the past. We run away from history. You got Negro peons talking, oh, forget about our history. That's in the past. So when you go to your when you go to see your doctor, do you tell your doctor that? Do you tell your doctor, oh, don't forget about my past medical history? Forget about when you get yourself a car, especially if it's a used car. Did you tell her, oh, forget about the car's history. I'm worried about right now. No one does that. No one does that. Everything has a history. You can't even live on this planet without knowing the history. Even when it comes down on the planet that you are on, you want to know the history of this planet. How long this earth been around? How did we get the ocean? The solar system. All that has a history. Even that has a history. Believe it or not. Now, our history could be a theory, but it has a history. Just like Europeans, just like white folks, they have a history. But our people have a tendency to forgive and forget. We're quick to forgive and forget. We forgive and forget too quick. I'm not feeling that. I don't see, and it's funny, how is it possible that these Neanderthals could feel so comfortable of coming into neighborhoods and doing that shit? And while we so busy bickering and fighting among each other talking about who's African and who's not, making up these lies, talking about, oh, there was black people all over here. They wore afros and all that, and they don't show no evidence of what the hell they talking about. They don't show no fucking evidence. And while we so busy bickering, this is happening. They coming in our neighborhoods, gunning us down. Some of them would just surrender, and some of them would just kill themselves. Now, the Buffalo shooter, what happened to that? What happened to that? And you notice they keep this quiet. Even the white boy who shot up the 9 people in the church, they keep it quiet. We don't hear from these people no more. That should tell you something. That should tell you something, that the government are involved. Joe Biden is involved. Joe Biden is involved, and you're going to have stupid Negro pens going to vote that monster in office if he still lives. He might not live for another 4 years, because that's how fucked up he is. And then you're going to let that stupid bitch Kamala Harris to be fucking president. That Indian piece of shit. She hasn't said anything. That's the problem. But when it comes down to any other race of people, they're going to talk about, oh, we need to protect them. Or we need to protect the Transformers. Or we need to protect the Gooks. We need to protect this. We need to protect. Or they'll be talking about that. But who's going to protect us? No one's talking about it. The government is not saying, no, we got to protect the American Africans over here. We got to protect the American Africans over here. The government, they don't care. It's like, them Negroes should be used to it. Them Negroes should be used to it. They should be used to somebody killing them every day. Hell, they'll kill each other. They're used to it. They'll get over it. And I'm just, like I said, all this celebration is bullshit. Oh, and it's always, it's always, yeah, we won. It's like, what y'all celebrating for? What y'all celebrating for? Are y'all going to go to their neighborhoods and start? Are you black people going to go to their neighborhoods and start shooting up their dollar stores? Are you going to get revenge now? No, you're not going to do that. The big bag so-called Nation of Islam, you will never hear from them when it comes down to this shit. You will never hear from them. These radical so-called Muslim Negroes, they just get on YouTube, run their goddamn mouth, and they will not lift a finger with these white people. The only thing they're gonna do is run their mouth. They're not gonna even, and I don't mind, but they're not even getting on YouTube saying, hey, we need to protect ourselves. They're not even saying that shit. They're not even saying, yo, we need to protect ourselves. You know who else is saying, but you know who's saying to protect themselves? Me, Dr. Umar said it. He said, no, we're gonna protect yourself. I don't care if you got a can of mace. Protect yourself. And we might have to go head up with the police. Because you got some white extremists, police, and of course you got the Negro P and Coon. He's going to stand by. He's going to stand by. Just in case if his white partner, is getting harmed or or might be threatened, yeah, he's going to stand by. I have no respect for the black so-called police officers. To me, they're not police officers to me. They're just guard dogs to white folks. They're not even being. The sad part about it, these black police officers are not being treated like police officers. And they claim they're trying to make a difference for their neighborhood or their community. You're not making no difference. But you're not even telling your white police partner, hey, stay out of this. Mind your business. Hey, don't treat my brother like that. Don't treat my sister like that. They don't even speak up. I'm sick. I'm just tired of that. I'm tired of that. We got to stop celebrating because of one little beatdown. And now this white boy, he probably saw it, probably say, oh no, who he's working for or what organization, they was like, no, handle that. Handle that. And I think that's what happened. These white extremists are not working alone. This is not he did not get up one day and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just shoot a couple of black folks. No, he is working with, he's part of some organization. This is not no random thing. And I hate to say this, black people, but you're going to learn the hard way. You're going to really learn the hard way. You're going to keep voting and voting these same racist people in office, and they will never have your back. They will never have your back. You want reparations? Let me tell you, if you want reparations, stop voting. If you want white people to give you reparations, take away their power. Take away their power. Number one, stop voting. That's it. If they say, well, we want African American, we want the American Africans to vote for us, say, no, we're not voting. You owe us reparations. And as long as you owe us reparations, we're not going to vote for you. We're not going to support you in any way, shape, or form. Learn how to support each other. Create your own banks. There's a lot of things there's a lot of things we can do. We can change our condition overnight, where that they would think twice of just going to our neighborhoods and gunning a few of us down, and then turn around and either surrender or they just kill themselves. That would put an end to that. But as long as we put fuel to the fire, we will never be free, or we will never have this, what they call this liberation that we keep talking about. That's the problem. I'll put the link in if anybody want to come in and speak their mind about this, but yeah, I just see a lot of bickering back and forth, and just a lot of and that's what you're saying. It's more inner fighting, and my thing is, like, this is 2023. If you still doing that stupid shit, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. Same redundant bullshit. You got Negroes on here still complaining, oh, Pan-Africanism and the Pan-African and all this other stuff. Still, but they don't talk about this. They don't talk about this. They don't talk about the real enemy. and what we have to do. Shout out to Sister Raw. Again, shout out to Rashid, KW Dawn 7, Cool Gamer, Brother Bakari. Where's Brother Bakari at? I got Brother Bakari. Let me see how it's okay. Sister Raw, shout out to you, sis. But yeah. So let me do this real quick. Let me change this. So we gotta be focused. We gotta be more focused. And I noticed when like I said, when I do this. So yeah, we gotta be focused. We gotta be focused. We gotta be focused. Because this is gonna keep happening. This thing is gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. The question is, what are y'all gonna do? I see black people with guns, and these, I see black people are, they strap. A lot of black people might be strapped, but they're not shooters. You got black people that might be strapped, but they're not shooters. The question is, are you a shooter? And these people are not playing with y'all. They're not playing. They're not afraid of us no more because we got so weak. The 90s, this is the reason why people, here's the funny thing about the whole situation, right? You got cats talking about, they didn't like gangster rap and all this other stuff. Now, I'm not going to lie, yeah, the music have helped or contribute to our incarceration. I can't say that. That's true. But white people did not fuck with us like that. White people did not fuck with us like that. They didn't come, they wasn't coming in our neighborhoods, like they're doing now. This whole shit this is some new shit white people are doing now. They wasn't coming in. I had never heard white people coming in there, and this is not police. We never heard these random shootings, these white extremist white people in the 90s doing that shit to us. Because we were shooters. We were looking for smoke. That was a different era. That wasn't drill music back in those days. This drill music or whatever. That's some fruitcake coward music. Real gangster, or what they call reality rap. No, that was some real shit. And white people wasn't fucking with us like that. They knew better. Brother Bakari said, I don't think they were scared of us. Well, what do you mean? In the 90s? You talking about in the 90s? Show me one incident, Brother Bakari, that they were doing that, going these random shootings in the 90s. I don't remember. That would show me like a random shooting that white people used to, just not police. We're not talking about police. We're talking about just white folks who wearing all this army fatigue shit and going into into our neighborhoods and shooting black people like they doing now. Like they doing now. Name me one. Name me one. Like I said, name me one. Because this is some new shit they doing now. This is some new shit, man. Like I said, we're not talking about police. We're not talking about these white extremist police. Name me one. Because they wasn't coming in our neighborhood. They wasn't coming in my neighborhood like that. They were scared to come in my neighborhood, and I'm talking about in the 90s. They wasn't coming in our neighborhood like that. Not even just, yeah, you might have some that would probably come through to buy some drugs, but they would dip after that. They wasn't sticking around. Like I said, this is some new shit that they're doing now. We wasn't listening in the 90s, Brother Bakar. There wasn't no drill music. When you listen to gangster rap, it was real gangster rap. Or they call it, well, it was really called reality rap. But of course, white people took it as gangster rap. They renamed it gangster rap, and black people just ran with it. But it's really reality rap because it's real. And we should have just kept it reality rap. But my thing is, you never heard this before. This is some new shit. And it's going to keep happening. These white boys are getting younger and younger, and they're doing this. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Where they say, oh, black people are weak now. We weak. We pussy. Are we pussy now? We cowards now? We have all the smoke. You can see it on YouTube. Give me your address. Or you this and this and that. Da. You can't even go nowhere without black people beefing. And if you're not hearing beef, then you're hearing, oh, go back to then you got black people having white talking, but oh, go back to Africa. How come you're not living over there? If you're Pan-African, how come you're not living over there? They won't say nothing to the Pan-Asians that go back and forth to Asia and America and United States. They don't say nothing about the Pan-Europeans that go back and forth to Europe and to the United States. But when it comes down to us, when we do it, why you got to come back here? Why are you not living in Africa? Because you claim you're Pan-African. There's some black people saying this stupid shit. But in the meantime, the white extremist shootings is happening. And they coming in our neighborhoods. Let's see what Brother Bakari said. You don't remember them Italians beating a black dude to death with baseball bats in Brooklyn? Well, that was in a white, ain't that was, no, wait. Brother Bakari. Brother Bakari. If I'm not mistaken, the brother was in their territory. That was in their territory. The Italians, and I want you to hear me out. I'm talking about white people coming into black people's spaces. I'm talking about when white people come into black people's spaces. We're not talking about them because if you go to their thing, yeah, they're gonna fuck with you. It's just inevitable. That's what's going to happen. How many times we see this when every time when black people go to a white neighborhood, you always have the so-called Karen or some white or some Neanderthal messing with, or what you doing here? You live around here? Or some Karen calling the police, lying, talking about the guy, even you have black people, well, no, I live here. And I'm going to be honest with you. Black people should stay out of their spaces. Create your own neighborhood or live among yourselves. That's the reason why I left. That's the reason why I left Harlem, because I saw white people coming through there. I'm not a multiracial person like that. I'm not going to be living among, I want to live among my own people. I'm comfortable with my own. So yeah, I mean, would that happen in Brooklyn? Yeah, I remember. But that was because that black person was in an Italian neighborhood in Brooklyn. And they dealt with him. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about white people invading black people's spaces. And we sit back and we don't do nothing. We don't harass them. In the 90s, we used to do that. In the 90s, we used to beat up white folks when they come. The 90s was different. Late 80s was different. But now we got to relax. We got to relax. And this is what happened. The music has changed. It became some fruit-gazy music. Some of our people became watered down. We are afraid, and it got to the point we are afraid to tell our kids about certain things. I don't understand. I just don't understand, for the life of me, where other races have no problem saying, hey, man, don't marry, stick with your own, don't marry this race. This is how we do things. And they run and they cool with it. That's okay. But we got to be the only race of people that we got to be multiracial, multisexual. We got to be part of everybody. No other race don't have to do that. And I notice that when we become multiracial and multisexuality and all this other stuff, we end up losing who we are. It got to the point when you start talking about Pan-Africanism and when you start talking about embracing African culture and showing your history, you got black people, all of a sudden that becomes embarrassing. That becomes embarrassing. That becomes shameful. And I don't want to be associated with those type of scared Negroes like that. I don't want to be associated with, you got to be ashamed of your culture, shame of your history. And like I said before, we have black people that are rejects, and we have rejects in our race. And I'm sick and tired of, you got some Negroes talking about, I'm there for my people. I love my people. But you got our people. You can't love all your people, because you got black people that are molesters. You got black people are pedophiles. You got black people are rapists. You got black people out here or that love their enemy no matter what they do to them. Let's not pretend we don't have that in our race. You got black people that don't mind murdering their own people, but when it comes down to the enemy, they don't do nothing to them. This is facts. This is facts. This is facts. Like I said, the shootings is not going to stop. It's not going to stop, y'all. You know, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up? It's not going to stop. Well, this is going to keep happening. This is going to keep happening. I don't even know why, but see, but we celebrated too much with the beatdown. We celebrated too early. I mean, that went on for almost damn near 2 weeks, and I was getting tired of it. And I tell people, go back, watch those 90 movies. Watch Higher Learning. That's the reason why I put up those Higher Learning clips. And everything, and see, we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. We didn't learn nothing from those movies. Only thing that we liked was the part that we was killing each other. Go watch Tales from the Hood. Go watch those type of movies. They was dropping jewels, dropping gems. Boys in the Hood, when what's the name, was talking about gentrification, and we got to try to keep everything black. When what's his name was saying, what's his name? Oh shoot, Lawrence Fishburne. He was talking about gentrification. They was dropping gems, but no. We were so busy worrying about bang, bang, shooting, drive-by. We just want to see that. We don't care about all the other stuff. And see, everything that happens is come to pass now. It's coming full circle. Full circle. The government is not going to protect us. And Black people should have learned a lesson with the Emmett Till bill. That's why I said the Emmett Till bill was garbage. The Emmett Till bill is a garbage bill. And then to quiet us up, Joe Biden had made it where he built a statue or something in the honor of Emmett Till. Which to me, that was a slap in the face, because the woman who lied on Emmett Till or got Emmett Till killed, she lived the rest of her life peacefully. Peacefully. All these shootings, these old people shooting our kids, like that old piece of shit shoot that young 16-year-old kid twice because he just knocked on the wrong door. And we don't find out a problem. We don't find out a problem. It's scary. It's really scary. We will watch our people get murdered instead of intervene. Just like Jordan Neely. That white man, they let him go. They let him go. He didn't have to surrender. That's the funny thing about it. They gave him a choice. They killed our brother. I met the brother. I met him. This is right after when this is right the passing of Michael J. He was an MJ impersonator. and that white dude killed that dude, and the NYPD let him go. You don't find that a problem? If that was the reverse, where you had some crazy, just say it was a white dude, and he was, I guess, out of control, and just say if I was there and I had put that white dude in the headlock where he couldn't breathe and he ended up dying, you think the NYPD will let me go? No. They're not gonna let me go. I'll be arrested on the spot. They're not gonna let me go. They will not let me go. But it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And the parents, and the funny thing about these shooters, these Neanderthal shooters, all of a sudden the government's protecting the parents. They don't investigate the parents. The parents is not being interrogated. You don't hear any SWAT team busting down and harassing family members. You don't hear none of this. You don't hear about no FBI, the CIA. You imagine if it was one of us that did that to them? The FBI and the CIA would have been all over the place. They'd have been the number one talk on TV. White people would have been scared. They said, no, we got to do something. We're going to have to pass laws. We're going to have to do something. We're going to have to go down to every family member. It would have been a big talk if we did that to them. But when they do it to us, it's hush, hush. Forgive. It's over now. All right, he's dead, or we got him, and that's it. It's over. It's over. Let's continue talking about the indictment of Trump. Let's continue to talk about that. That's more important than one or two black people got killed by white extremists. This is what we up against. This is what we up against. Like I said, go back and watch those movies. They were dropping gems. They were dropping gems. Show your children, show your kids. Show them. Show them. Don't compare music in the 90s, compare music of today. Don't compare music in the 90s. Those are two different things. Two different music. Here's what I wanted to ask the Negro Pins. Why did y'all stop playing Fuck the Police? That was big. When NWA, who was part of the gangster rap, they came up with F the Police. And all those years, during Barack Obama, almost every week, a black person was getting killed by a cop. Even to now, I haven't heard that song since. You would think that song would have been revised. Do you mean to tell me black people are that scared to the point they won't play that music? You mean to tell me black people are that scared they won't play that music? That should have been number one. Every year it should be number one. It would have got to the point the government said we gotta pass a law to ban this music. They would have no choice. They would have said, no, we gotta ban this music. We can't anybody that plays it will get arrested or something like that. It would have got to that point. It would have been number one on the chart. So why did black people don't play F the Police? All these police shootings, all this police brutality and all that, and that song has not played not once. Because you got suckers talking about, well, I'm against gangster rap. I'm against gangsters looking like goofies. Well, I'm against gangster rap. Shut your dumb ass up. Shut your dumb ass, punk ass up, you coward. Because that music was gangster. That music was gangster. That's coward talk. I'm against gangster rap. Everything is not happy. So when you talk about conscious rap, do they teach you how to protect yourself? Do conscious rap teach you about protecting yourself? That's what I want to know. Do conscious rap teach you to protect yourself? Or they just teach you to, that you know that, you know, or they teach you more of your historical or give you a little history lesson? I don't mind a little history lesson. I love the X-Clan. I love the X-Clan. I love Tribe Called Quest. I love them. But we need a mixture. Because that F the Police, that was deep. That was deep. And more black people need to start playing that. More black people need to start playing that. That should have been number one. That should have been number one on the charts. All them 8 years, that should have been number one on the charts. After Police. Damn, white people got you like that where you couldn't even play that song? But, you know, when you got goofies, well, I was just gangster rap. Can't get no gangster than that. See, music like this, music like that would teach you how to fight back. You don't hear that. You don't hear that in none of these music no more. And I think black people, I think some of us, we just can't save everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some of our people don't want to be saved. And those that don't want to be saved, I'm not trying to save them. I'm not trying to save them. I'm not trying to save them. I'm not trying to save nobody that don't want to be saved. I'm not trying to unite with nobody who don't think themselves as African people. If you're pretending, I'm not protecting you. We're not brothers. We're not sisters. You go over there. If anything happens to you, call on your own pretending Negropeans for help. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for playing games. Because white people are not playing with none of us. They're not playing with none of us. This is not a game. This is not a game. So we going to, like I said, I tell people to arm up. To arm up. That's just how it is, to arm up. Burn that American flag, burn that shit, get rid of it. That's not our flag. I've been saying this in all my programs. The American flag is not for you. As you can see, it's not protecting you. You Black Americans, stop. You can call yourself Black American. You're not an American. You're not an American. As you can see, it's because if you're American, so why is your white counterparts is killing you? Why is you got white Americans killing you? You're an American. White people don't look at you as American. They don't look at you as American. And why would you want to be called an American? You didn't come up with that name. You didn't come up with that name. And matter of fact, let's do a little history lesson. During slavery, you was not even considered Americans. Black people took upon themselves to say, oh, we're an American because we've been born here. They didn't say, oh, you're an American now. Show me anywhere that white people said that you're an American now, that you're officially an American, and we're going to treat you like an American. Show me in the Constitution. Maybe I could have missed it. Maybe somebody in the chat could school me. But I know for sure white people, because they came up, they are the original Americans, because they came up with that. That's their name. Black people was not an American during slavery. They said that you was African. They looked at you as African. They know where they got you from. They know where they got you from. And another question I want, and like I said, another question I want to just want to throw this out there too. Those pretendian Negropeans that keep saying that, oh, we was already over here before slavery. We didn't have nothing to do with Africa and all blah, blah, blah. Okay, then my next question I ask this. Here's my next question. If you was already over here, then why are you not fighting for your country back? Why are you not fighting? And I'm talking about all the pretendians who claim that they was here way before the white man and they were living and they the original Indians or whatever. Then why are you not fighting for your country back? Because it seemed like to me that you got so comfortable with white people that you decide to work with them. And you okay with that? You okay with that? You okay working with your enemy? Because you're not fighting for your land back. You're not doing anything. You're comfortable. You're comfortable with their laws. You're comfortable with their constitution. You're comfortable with things that's hurting people. And I'm just talking about the pretendian Negropeans out there. The pro-Black Americans, like Tariq Nasheed and all these other goofy dudes and goofettes. The goofies and the goofettes. And none of them and saying, "Hey, nah, you can't be killing. No, we are Americans too, and this is wrong." You know, they're not talking about this. They're not talking about these type of issues because they want to be American so bad that they're willing to sacrifice their life. They'd rather be sheep to be an American. Let's see what this guy said. KW Dawn said, McSlide claims that FBA are indigenous to the United States of America. He's shaking my damn head. That's sad. McSlide. I don't know who McSlide is, but I'm assuming this person is an FBA. According to what you put down. So FBI are indigenous to the, and that's what. Well, I think it could be. You might be. Maybe you're talking about Tariq Nasheed. I'm not sure because Tariq Nasheed said the same bullshit. Because he was talking to Sarnetta, and Sarnetta did not even challenge him. And I know Sarnetta wanted to say something, but he was just like, But he finally spoke to Tariq Nasheed, and Tariq Nasheed said, "Oh yeah, it was black people over here. They had afros and all that." And there's no records of this. There's no records. There's no records of any people, black people, with afros and dark skin that was over it. There's no records of this. And these are the so-called real Indians. Now, I'm going to say this. And again, and I said this in my last few videos back in the day. The pyramids, African people is the only people are pyramid builders. I'm not going to, but Africa people travel. We are travelers. We're explorers. So if you see pyramids in Mexico, because we was there, we're not indigenous to that land. We traveled to that land. We're not indigenous to that land. You can't come even in that land, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that land was not occupied. That land was not occupied. But we occupied the land. That's the reason why, look, anytime when we put our name on everything, let you know we was here first. And just because we was there first doesn't mean we're indigenous to that land. That's bullshit. We just landed there first. So let me say this. And let me ask KW Dawn this, right? KW Dawn, watch this, KW Dawn. Ask these Negropeans this question. Since the white man was on the moon, right? The white man was the first one that went on the moon, which that was Hollywood bullshit, by the way. Nobody landed on the moon. So are the white man indigenous to the moon? KW Dawn 7. Ask these Negropeans that question. Or ask, because white people will tell you, no, we're not indigenous to the moon. We just landed there first. We're not indigenous. We just landed there. We was the first, but we're not indigenous. And I bet you they won't answer that. Now, white people can say I'm indigenous to planet Earth. They can say that. They can say I'm indigenous to the planet. But they cannot say they're indigenous to the moon because they was there first. That's why I can't stand these FBAs, these FBI piece of crap. Brother Bakari says, stop thinking any of these debate channels give a damn. They are hustlers and scammers, just like, I guess he's just like scammers, just like Tariq. I agree. Brother Bakari, I agree with you. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. They take your money and they run and they don't do nothing but sit there and run. They make money off of other black. You got black people that make money off of black people because it's entertainment. The YouTube become the new entertainment system. It becomes the new, what they call the new BET. It's entertainment. It become the new BET. Brother Bakari, you had, like I said, I know you and I talk a lot. And you have said something that was deep. You said something was deep about how YouTube becomes, and I think you have brought this. So I think you said that the YouTube became the new BET for Negro peers or something around that. I'm just paraphrasing, brother. Forgive me. But you have brought that up, and I want to give you credit for that. Because YouTube is becoming the new entertainment for black people. You would think there's a lot of great information on YouTube. If you want to learn how to, sew, you want to learn how to do plumbing, you want to learn how to do certain things, you can learn it on YouTube. But black people will skip over that and get on the goofy train. They want to get on the goofy train. Who's talking about what is the new gossip? What is the new gossip? Oh, don't watch TV, but it's okay to watch YouTube for the goofiness. Oh, I got you. Oh, stop watching the movies. Start watching, just like I said before. Go back and watch High Learning. Go back and watch those they call it hood movies, because those hood movies was preparing us for the future. Believe it or not. I love watching High Learning. I love watching Boys in the Hood. I love watching Men to Society. I love watching those movies because at the end of the day, they had dropped some jewels in that. But High Learning is one of my favorites. These white Neanderthal shooters, they're not working alone. They are part of a white extremist organization. And the government knows this. The government knows this. But black people will skip over that and they rather just, they take your money and as long as they're making money of attacking other black people, they cool. They're okay. They don't invade white channels. Black people don't invade white channels. Why? Why you don't invade white channels? Invade their channels. Troll them. I'm talking about the Negro pens. Troll them. You got goofy Negroes will give their money to crackheads. And then turn around and complain. Like the last dumbass that gave a $700 worth of junk to a crackhead. And he knew he was a crackhead. But you coming out the loony bin, that's what happens. That's the reason why I don't deal with people like that. I don't deal with people like that. Oh, I knew you was talking about him, KW Dawn 7. Shout out to KW Dawn 7. I knew you was talking about Tariq Nasheed. Yeah, mine's, yeah. Yeah, I figured you was talking about him. Thank you, KW Dawn. That's what's up. That's what's up. Brother Bakari said, I know some people that say those white is gonna fit with us against Jews. That is laughable to me. Yes. That's another thing I notice. I keep hearing, but you got these goofy ass Negro pins. They keep saying, oh, we should work just like another goofy ass dude who's a piece of shit to me. And I'm going to be honest with you. There's some, Brother Bakari, forgive me when I'm about to say. KW Don, forgive me about to say. And everybody else. Some of these Negro pins, I feel like just punching right in their fucking face. Straight up. Straight up. I feel like just giving one little sock in the face if I would have saw him in person. I just want to knock the fuck out of these people. You know who the first person I wanted to whip there? I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna keep it 100. The first person I want to just check their jaw is Young Pharaoh. The first person I want to check, I feel like checking that. I feel like checking his jaw. I want to check his jaw because he was the, and I think Brother Bakari, you put me onto that. And I think I had heard him say that. Oh well, we should join forces with the white militia. What? I'm sorry. Did anybody saw the movie The First Purge? Oh, I'm sorry. We can't be watching movies because that we got to stay away from the movies. Did anybody saw The First Purge? The First Purge, that's the name of The First Purge, when they had sent the white militia to kill black folks in Staten Island. Some of these people, I want to check their jaw. And I'll do it too. KW Dawn said, black people are serious about not being serious. Doctor, yeah. That's true. They talk about being serious, but they don't want to be serious. They're scared. And these are the so-called tough YouTubers. These are the so-called tough guys that you probably see on YouTube, and they are radical and da-da-da. But I actually test them. Just like one of the B-Rabs that I proved me right. And went behind my back and said he tried to destroy me and he told this to the enemy. He had no shame, but then he'd come around us and, oh, I'm for my people and we need to unite. And just like I told Brother Bakari, be careful with those people. Be careful with those guys. Be careful with these so-called radical B-Rabs or whatever they want to call themselves. Be careful with them, how they come into your panel. And all of a sudden, they want to find ways to disagree with you. Because they're on this FBA movement now. Well, I was talking about the time period of to get reparations. I don't care about what happened to black people. I don't care about the African Holocaust. I just care about the time period between this time period and this time period. And no. See, that was just a distraction tactic. Brother Bakari had made a great program. I understood him. Everybody was on the panel, but it was just that one asshole who was at FBA now just tried to be on try to throw the brother off and say, oh, it's all about the time period and you're wrong. No, get out of here, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? But he's a radical. He's a radical FBA. A lot of them are getting are Tariq Nasheed support. They starting to go that way because they're looking for an easy way. And here's the other thing I want to mention this. And since we talk about reparations, first of all, that came from Pan-Africanism. Reparation came from Pan-Africanism. That's a Pan-African thing. That didn't come from the FBA. They didn't come from ADOS. Because we talk about the African Holocaust. We are the survivors from our ancestors. Our ancestors were victims, but we are the survivors because we're still going through it. We're still getting the remnants of that. Look what happened in Jacksonville, Florida. Look what happened in Buffalo. That's a lynching. Look what happened, all these cops that killed Eric Garner. That's a lynching. All these lynchings, subliminally lynchings. And some of us are still victims, and some of us are survivors. So you give survivors from the Jewish Holocaust reparations. But what about us? We're survivors. Brother Bakari, you're a survivor. KW Adonis is a survivor. Sister Ron survivor. We are survivors. But they give the Japanese Americans reparations. Those were survivors. They didn't go through what happened. And matter of fact, they wasn't even in Japan. They wasn't in Japan. But they got reparations. The German survivors, they wasn't in Germany. But they got reparations. They got reparations. One thing about Tariq Nasheed, he's an opportunist. Remember there was a video that came, it was a video footage came out that somebody wanted to whip his ass when he went into I think it was some sort of conference, and somebody wanted to beat his ass. Somebody wanted to beat his ass. Tariq Nasheed always act like he's a tough guy. He's always acting like he's a tough guy. White people don't respect him. White people don't respect him. But he's an opportunist. But he's not the only one. He's not the only one. That museum is nothing but a nightclub. It's a nightclub. That's not even, it's a retail store. That's what I'm saying. He's the biggest scammer. You collected millions of dollars. Dr. Umar didn't collect that much money like that. But at least Dr. Umar got to school. I'm so proud of him. And not once, none of these suckers never said, hey, I felt stupid and I want to support our brother Dr. Umar and his school. I feel stupid now. He's not a scammer. They don't even talk about his school. You see how because as long as the school wasn't open, oh, Dr. Umar's a scammer. Dr. Umar's a scammer. And the school is beautiful. School is beautiful. That is a real school. That Tariq Nasheed, that's not a museum. That's a one-level museum, and I don't even know what's so hidden about it. Because if something hidden, that means it's a secret. But you're putting the same people that we already know already. And a retail store, he's written out that he didn't buy that property. He's renting. So all that money he collected is in his bank account. It's in his bank account. Tariq Nasheed tried to do the pimp thing, try to do the pimp game. Oh, he was this big pimp. I'm gonna teach you how to pimp the game. With that flop, he got into Pan-Africanism. Now he went into the film thing. All those that documentary, That's not his. That's not his. He's using other. He's just making the scholars give them more promotion. Now all of a sudden now he wants to try to be this leader of FBA now. Has nothing to do about his films no more. It's nothing to do about him being a filmmaker, because he's not a filmmaker. He's an opportunist. So we gotta, you know, and again, he's entertainment. He's entertainment. And that's what I'm saying. We gotta be serious, man. Like, that's the reason why I don't be on YouTube like that. There's a lot of things that we could be talking about. We need to talk about health a little more. Our people are dying because of poor health. Exercising. Hey, I see white people. I'm not saying all white people, but you know, I see white people go out there and jog and stuff like that. I'm not saying all, because you do got some obese white folks. But we need to start talking about health, eating right. We need to start sharing ideas and skills, and everything don't have to be on YouTube. Everything don't have to be on YouTube. But again, we have to be serious, and we got to stop playing around, because these people, we are at war. At the end of the day, we are at war. We are at war. I said McSlide collected $2 million for a struggle museum, then took a mortgage and pocketed over $1 million. God damn. Took a mortgage and pocketed. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. But this is what happens. This is what happens when people support scammers and we don't get nothing out of it. Get nothing out of it. There was a brother that I know. He was supposed to do a radio thing. He did not do it. He was received a $700 worth of junk, equipment junk that he did not even bother to use. And he did not fulfill his part of the bargain. But then he wants to talk to other people about this guy. To me, that's a scammer. I don't deal with those type of people like that. I don't deal with those type of people like that. But this is what people are attracted to. Black people, I don't understand this. And maybe KW Dawn and Brother Bakari, maybe they can educate me on this. And, you know, when you hear black people that have collected all the millions of dollars and all this other stuff, and we don't own one corporation, we want to just live off this money, but we don't own. I see Brother Polite. I mean, he just did a goof on a goofy train. And his woman and his wife, she's pretty, don't get wrong, but she's looking like a straight slut bucket. His so-called wife looking like a straight slut bucket. And the only thing she could do is wear a little fake afro and thinking that she's. No, you looking like a slut bucket right now. I can't respect women like that. Don't come off telling me, oh, well, she's black. You can't say that. No, she's a slut bucket. And I would tell Brother Polite in his face that his wife is a slut bucket. Because ain't no man should not let his woman to look like that, like she's still single. And I see more white girls in his videos now. I saw a video, he just did a little music video. This is what these people do with their time, and he's supposed to be conscious. More white girls, now he's been dealing with more white girls than anything now. Oh yeah. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. Brother Polite is scheduled to enter a plea. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, I thought that was over with. I didn't know. Wow. Wow. I thought that situation was over with. I really thought that was over with because he was celebrating, talking about all this and that. If we talking about the same case, though. If we talking about that same case, he was messing with a young girl, something like that. I don't know. I think we talking about the same case because I thought that was over because he was sitting there celebrating like he won. But Brother Polite, he's on a goofy train too. I have no respect for him either. All that wisdom and all that smartness goes out the window. All of a sudden, the black woman is God, but all your women that you surrounded yourself with are Europeans. And only thing his black wife could do is just go around showing her ass. You think I'll let my wife? You think I'll let my woman do that? I don't want nobody looking at my wife like that. Nah, fuck that. No. Yeah, underage female. Yeah, I figured that. I thought that was over with. I didn't know. I thought that was over with KW Don because he was sitting there. I remember a lot because I remember he was celebrating and talking about, yeah, I won the case and da-da-da. He just did a whole live stream on Instagram about it. And this was, I think this was I think when was that situation? 2 years, 3 years ago, something like that. I forgot. It's been so. I think it was. I forgot what year that happened. But I thought that was over with. I didn't know that was still the case was still going on. Wow. I don't feel sorry for him. Whatever he gets, that's what he gets. I don't feel sorry for him. There's a lot of. I'm starting to lose a lot of respect for these Negropeans. I'm not taking up for them no more. I'm not doing that. A lot of them got on a goofy train now. A lot of them got on a goofy train. I'm not taking up for them no more. Those days are over. The Brother Polites, the young pharaohs. The only people that I listen to now is Brother Jabari. I know he's putting in work. I still listen to my brother, Dr. Umar. He's putting in good work. He's doing good work. He's trying to stay consistent. But like I said, we have to wake up. This is not a game. These people are not playing with us, and they're going to keep doing what they're going to keep doing what they're doing. You're going to hear more of these shootings. White people going to come in there, and they're going to show their stuff. For some reason, I don't hear about the Bloods and Crips. When this goes on, you notice you don't hear about none of this stuff. You don't hear about the Nation of Islam. You don't hear about the Bloods and Crips. You don't hear about the Black Panther, the new Black Panther movement. You don't hear about none of this stuff. You don't hear about none of these black groups. because technically they're not protecting us. They're not protecting us. We are on our own. And I'm not going to sit here and say every man for himself, because if Brother Bakari need me to come out there, or KW Dawn want me to come out there strapped up, I'll be there. I'm not going to say every man for himself, because I'm not going to leave my brothers or my sisters by themselves. Brother Bakari say, yo, we going to war? I'll be there. I'll be there. That's it. That's it. Enough said. And vice versa. If I say, look, Brother Bakari, I got problems, Brother Bakari going to come through. I'm not doing that. KW Dawn, you want me to come? I come there. That's it. We going to war. We going to war with these Neanderthals. Let's go. Let's do it. Gun blazing, all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's what it is, man. This is not, like I said, when I say we on our own, there's no groups out here protecting us and having our backs. When we had a black militia, you had Negroes. What was that guy's name? I forgot that guy's name who started the Grandmaster, something like that. What's his name? Grandmaster. I forgot his name. When he started the black militia, you got black people downing him, putting him down, criticizing him. I said, damn. I mean, I know he's not perfect, but shit. He's all out. That's all we got right now. And it's always these Negro pins who don't like to fight, who's scared of guns. They scared of guns. Never shot a weapon in their life. Never held a piece. But then they want to criticize somebody who's about that life, who's willing to put their life on the line for their people. But you got people out there ain't willing to do that. But they rather join the enemy because some cop did something to somebody else, and they rather go organize and say, oh, we're brothers and we all should come together. And I've seen it. I've seen the hypocrisy. This is the reason why. And when I know a hypocrite, and when I know someone who's not who's a flip-flop like that, they don't want to deal with me. They don't want to deal with me because I will call them out. I will call them out. With the rise of BRICS, the Western system is headed for a downfall, which means white people will get more violent. Facts. 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 I'm going to say this. And KW Dawn, you probably will agree with me on this. There's two ways we can solve this problem, right? When we're dealing with our enemy. You keep them broke or you meet them with violence. That's it. That's it. I always said this. You keep them broke and you meet them with violence, or you meet them with violence. Because yes, when they're hungry, they're gonna get violent. But we gotta prepare for that. We gotta prepare for that. Either they're gonna get humble, either when they go broke and hungry, either one or two things. Either they're gonna, because we see that, like I said again, study these movies, study these apocalypse movies, study that shit. The Walking Dead and all these apocalypse, these zombie apocalypse, you see how violent these white people get when they're hungry? They don't care if you got a family. They will stick you up for food and water. Because now they're looking at, I got to feed my family now. I don't care about your family. I don't care how you eat. And they will kill you for your food. With whatever little bit you got, they will kill you for it. Study that shit. Because they'll start off being humble. They'll start off being humble. Bro, I'm hungry. Can you feed me? You my brother. You my brother. I'm hungry. All of a sudden you're a brother now when you're hungry. But as soon as you say no and they really hungry, that's when the Neanderthal going to kick in. The animalistic is going to kick in. And we got to be prepared for these things. We got to prepare. History do not change when it comes down to them. History do not change when it comes down to them. When they went over to Africa, they went over there because they were hungry. They were hungry. When they went over to Africa, they saw all this great things that African people did. They said, wow, they got food. They got all the women respect the black man. They could not believe what they have seen. They saw how the black woman, they saw the African woman, how she treated her man. And she treated her man with respect and love. This is the reason why they want to destroy the African family. That's the first foundation. And what the African woman said, the African woman said that the African man get his power from the black woman. He get his strength from the black woman. That's what the African woman would say. His strength is not by the gun, it's not by some weapon, it's by the African woman. Because now he's looking at it like, I got to do whatever I can to protect my woman and my kids. I got to protect my woman by any means. This is where black women don't understand that shit. They don't understand that. You want protection? Treat your man right. Learn the African way. Because now he has no choice but to protect you. He will have no choice but to lay, because he don't want to lose what he got. He don't want to lose a good woman like that. But the white man had to break that. That's why they come hard. That's why they want to feminize, or they go hard to feminize your boys and masculinize your girls. Pitting the black man in incarceration. Leaving a black woman vulnerable. This is systematically. This is systematically. I remember Dr. Umar, they asked Dr. Umar, but what about the good white people that's genuine into the fight when they come and march with us and all that? And he said, Dr. Umar made one good point. He said, has that ever changed our condition? Has that ever ended the police brutality? Do not tell me of what some few white people have did. Tell me what they did systematically. Coming in there, holding some picket signs and talking about Black Lives Matter is not doing anything. What are they doing systematically to change our condition? This is a systematic rate. Anything with an ISM means it's a system. Racism is a system. Just like capitalism, just like communism, just like any other system. When we say Pan-Africanism, it's a system that is used as far as dealing with our history, as our culture, as our African culture that relates to African culture, and we create a system so we can be independent, so we can unite and we can be independent as a people. That's what the system is. Racism is a system. And white people is not going to they're not going to get rid of that. Because racism makes money. It makes money. So we're going to have to really get down to business. You're going to have to really get down to business. And like I said, let me see here. Let me screen share this. Let me see if I can screen share this real quick with y'all. Before the shooting took place, the young man's parents called law enforcement. Okay. I want to screen share something real quick. See if this might not cause any problems here. This is related to the gunman right here. Let me see if I can blow this up. All right, this is dealing with the government. Like I said, this is not over. I'm letting you know this is not over. It's at two men Two men and a woman were killed in a racially motivated shooting in Jacksonville, Florida, by a white man in his 20s who hated black people. That is not over. There's more of these white people. There's more of these young white people being recruited by these white extremist groups that the United States government, they knows about these groups and they're not going to do nothing. They're not going to do nothing because they're all part of it. They're being financed. A lot of these white extremist groups are being financed by the United States. And I've been saying this. Some of them are being hired by police. Let's keep it moving. They said the suspect been identified as 21-year-old Ryan Palmeter, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Walter said, calling him a maniac. Okay. So they talk about the victim. The victims were identified as Angela Michelle Carr, 52 years old. Antelope Joseph, A.J. LaGuire Jr., 19, and Gerald D. Sean Gallion, excuse me if I Gallon, 29. Okay, the shooter took place at a Dollar General store just blocks from the historically black Edward Waters University. The gunman was initially seen near the library on the campus, but security guards tried to take him into custody and he escaped. Shortly before the shooter took place, the gunman's parents called law. Okay, now this is where it kills me. Shortly before the shooting took place, the gunman's parents called law enforcement to say they had found a manifesto, a report in WJAT, whatever. The gunman had reportedly called his parents ahead of the attack and told them to look at his computer. Wow. Sheriff Waters described those writings as a disgusting ideology of hate. The shooter, who had entered the store with an assault rifle covered in swastikas, took his own life. His sickening ideology is not representative of the values of this Jacksonville community that we all love so much, the sheriff said. Now, here's the problem I have with that. Here's the problem that I have with that. I want to see the body. I want to see the body. Where's the body? I want to see the body. I want to see it. They should show the body if he really killed himself. Because like I said, I don't believe none of these things that the media say. I don't believe it. I want to see the body. Show the manifesto. I want to see these things. He said they got a manifesto. I want to read that. But I want to make sure that this person this person really killed himself. They need to show. They'll never show these bodies. They would never show us an update of what's going on. They would never give us an update. I don't believe what the media is giving us. And soon they think, oh, he killed himself, we can move on with our lives. No. Because it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. Where's the FBI? Where's the CIA? It should be, this got to stop. But they don't care. They don't care because they're all in on it. They're all in on it. So, yeah. But these people, they don't talk about how I talk. So all that bragging about the brawl situation, y'all might have won that one little battle. Black people won it, and that's good to see. Again, that's good to see. I love my people to stick together, but we got to stick together in every way. Physically, we got to stick together. Spiritually, we got to stick together. Psychologically, we got to stick together. Financially, economically, we got to stick together. We got to stop playing games because this is real. Stop listening to all these goofy people on YouTube. Stop financing these goofy ass clowns that's coming on here and talking about these anti-Pan-Africanism, or because at the end of the day, Pan-Africans is the truth. It's the truth. Ain't no one talking how I talk. I try to stay consistent. You're not going to see me on a goofy train. You're not going to see me on a goofy train. I'm not going to give you a pipe dream and tell you, oh, if you do this, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to take your money and spend it for my own gain. I'm not doing that. But you got people out here, they would give all their money to scammers and frauds, and they know they're scammers and frauds. And they turn around and complain, and then that's an excuse to say, well, I'm not going to help nobody. I'm not going to help my people out. That's the excuse that they would do. I'm not going to help my people out. But you the one who gave $6,000 away to a raffle. But then you turn around and say, well, ain't nobody helped me out when I was in the hospital. Ain't nobody didn't do nothing for me, but you gave away $6,000. You gave all this money away to people that you know that you know that you want to get back or don't do anything for you if you in a jam. But you'll talk about people who really support you. When I was on these other people's channels in the past, I really supported them. I really wanted to help them, their channel grow, because I know if they grow, I know I will grow. And that's how I look at it. I'm a team player. But these people ain't team players like that. They have what you call favoritism. And I had to, that's why I said that old team, I had to let go, man, because they went from being straight and narrow until they got into the good because they was looking for escapism. They couldn't, when shit got real hot, when shit got real, they ran. And that's where you can know the difference between the real and the fake. They ran when shit got real hot. So I'm not going to be sitting here. I'll tell you, like I said, I'll tell you how I feel about the whole situation with this shooting thing, but I'm letting you black people know. I'm warning black people now. It's not going to stop. You're going to hear another one, probably going to hear another one before this year is up. They're not going to be stopped because these people are connected. And I think, in my opinion, this shooter knows the one that happened in Buffalo. I think they know each other. I think they're all connected. I think they're all part of the same white extremist organization. Believe it or not, mark my words. And like I said, study and learn and watch that movie, Higher Learning. Because that white boy, he didn't wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to shoot random people in the campus. And he hated black people. He hated black people. But he didn't do it. He was part of a organization. He was part of a white extremist group. And you think the government moved in? Or they knew. They knew. They knew. They knew their hideouts. They know these things. And you don't hear about the Nation of Islam. You don't hear about the Israelites. You know, only thing they're going to do, if you do hear about it, they're going to just get on a podium and talk their shit. They're going to get on side and talk their crap. They're going to do the same redundant bullshit and no action. That all these people are straight cowards, a bunch of cowards, all of them. These gangs, these Bloods and Crips, they're all cowards to me. None of them can come to me talking about how real they are. None of them. I don't care. They can talk all this big bad. Oh, you're not a shooter. You're not a killer. You're not none of that. You're fooling yourself. You're fooling yourself. You could probably get away with that in the 90s. But today, no. In today's time, in the new millennium, no. No, they cowards, all of them. Stop supporting these music videos when you see these dudes talking about stop supporting those videos. Stop supporting them. Or I get money and all that stuff. Stop supporting them. Ban that shit. Stop playing NWA song F the Police. Stop playing that song. Put that song on number one. Let's start doing that. You want real revolution? Let's start from that shit. Start playing that NWA F the Police. Start doing that. Shout out to Young Buck too. Shout out to Young Buck. I remember Young Buck had dissed the police too. Shout out to Young Buck. One of my favorite rappers from G Unit, who's still keeping it gangster. Say what you want about him, but you know what? He's still real to me. Because 50 Cent is not doing it. 50 Cent is just getting fat. His big ass is getting fat, but he wanted to throw a mic at a woman. He wants to throw a microphone and hit a woman in the forehead. This is what 50 Cent is doing. This is what 50 Cent is doing. This is all these 50 years of hip hop had done nothing. Have done nothing. We're not talking about the pioneers. We're not talking about the pioneers of hip hop. Because rap didn't really kick off and black people didn't really start making money until probably in the 90s. Somewhere in the 90s, they started really making some serious money. That's when they start making serious money. But when people from other races of people got involved and realized, oh, I could be a millionaire just by doing that shit, like the Eminems and the Machine Gun Kellys and all these other clowns, the Villain of Ice. Then that's when they started to make money. And when white people started to get in it and started owning record companies, and that's when the real money started kicking in. The music started to change. The music started to change. Now it's okay to call your own brother the N-word. It's okay to disrespect another black man calling the N-word, but you can't use the word peckerwood. You can't use the word gook. You can't use the word. You can't say none of that shit. But it's okay to use the N-word. When they got control of the music, yeah, they start pumping more money into the black artists, but the black artists could not do anything with it. The 50 years of hip hop, and we don't own one corporation, and we don't own no banks. I mean, multiple banks. And I'm not talking about just one. I'm talking about multiple banks, corporations, schools, colleges that run by African people. DJ Khaled, who's from Pakistan, who's probably making more money than than the pioneers who started the DJ thing. Probably making more money than our brother Funk Master Flex. Did Funk Master Flex get a star? Did he get any type of recognition? You got these culture vultures that stepping in and taking our genre of music and making millions of dollars. And they don't even give back. Did Eminem ever give back? What did Eminem do when he made millions of dollars? Did he clean up the African people's neighborhoods in the United States? In Detroit? What did Eminem do? Please let me know. Did he give back and say, yo, I want to give back to black people because they gave me a platform to be rich. Now I'm going to give back? Don't tell me about no 50 years of hip hop. Like I'm supposed to be okay with that. And our people suffered trying to get out the hood. Our people suffered to come up. That hip hop came from from the gutter. As far as the music is concerned, that came from the gutter. But the breakdance is nothing new. Rap is nothing new. That's poetry. Rap is nothing new. Because rap is nothing but poetry. That's all it is. We've been rapping since the beginning of time. People think rap is new. Rap is not new. Rap didn't come out, start in those 70s or the 80s. I'm not going to celebrate anything. And if it hasn't changed our condition, 50 years of hip hop, did it change our condition? No. No, it did not change our condition. To me, that's stupid. That's the most stupid thing, celebrating 50 years of hip hop. What about pop music? What about jazz and the blues? Those pioneers, they suffered. Some of them are still struggling. Some of them are still, they're not living nice. And like I said, you got all these so-called black billionaires and millionaires. They don't even control their own money. So how is that helping me? How is that helping me? How is it helping my people if our people still got to rely on the government, which we don't really want to? Or we have to rely on white people to give us a job that we really don't want to? But we want to talk about accomplishments, all these inventions that African people did that they had to do. And it's not benefiting us. The traffic light. Things simple like the traffic light. And white people, not even once we don't even get a thank you. We don't even get a thank you. Instead, we get a bullet. We get a bullet for everything that we accomplished. Even when it comes down to the folding chairs that white people still use, that was invented by an African man. But we get a bullet. We don't get a thank you. We don't get nothing for it. We don't get nothing for it but a bullet. That's what we get. It really pisses me off. Where we quick to celebrate things and there's no benefit. Collectively, there's no benefit from it. The elections is coming up. I want to know what black people are going to do now. I want to know what black people are going to do now. Are they still going to keep voting the same racist people in office? I'm tired of you're going to keep voting people who can pass for black, but they're not black. Barack Obama was not no African man. Kamala is definitely not no African woman. But since they could pass for black people, that's okay. That's the only thing they care about. Keep voting the same racist people in office, the same racist coons, the same racist people, and we don't get, and then we suffer at the end. And then when you ask these dumb assholes, why did you vote for that? What's up with your president? When I ask these assholes, what's up with Barack Obama? How come Barack Obama is not for black people? He's for all America. This is the goofy shit that they say. But he's not doing nothing. What's going on with your president? You voted for this piece of shit. Well, did you vote? Because you don't vote, you don't have a voice. Well, you don't have a voice either. You don't have a voice either because you see the bullshit. You see the bullshit and you don't do nothing about it. You can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. You're going to roll with it. You're going to roll with it, even though you know it's wrong, but you're going to roll with it because you're a Democrat. You're going to roll with it because you're a Republican. We got to wake up, man. It's going to be more problems. It's getting worse and worse. We let a lot of shit go. We are losing ourselves as a people. We are losing ourselves as a people. We rather go along to get along. We rather submit. We rather forgive and forget our enemies. But when it comes down to us, they're not doing that. They prepared. When are we going to not give a fuck about other races' feelings? You think I give a fuck about some other race feelings? I'm not a multicultural person. I'm not a multicultural person. I'm African all day, every day. That's it. And if it's not for my people, if my people don't benefit, I don't want it. If my people don't benefit, I don't want it. I don't want it. And I'm going to say this lastly. And again, if I would say, try to make it to Africa, go and connect with the people over there. If you can gain some resources, get the resources, bring it back to the people. Like I said, this is commerce. Treat this like commerce. I'm not going to forget about African people in the United States or the Caribbeans or the African Caribbeans. I'm not going to forget about my peoples like that. I'm not going to just go to Africa and just live and say, oh, fuck everybody else. No, I'm not like that. Dr. Umar's not like that. That's not Pan-Africanism to do shit like that. No, you got to make connections. You got to build bridges. You got to create commerce. You could have an African town in United States. You could let me say this again. You could create an African town in United States. You could create an African town in London or anywhere in the Caribbean, because you know that your connection is with Africa and you're getting your goods and services and you're protected by the government in that country in Africa or anywhere else in Africa. That's what we need to be on. We need to think really big on this. Where that country that we live in will respect us more. But as long as you become anti-African, you're going to be vulnerable. So it doesn't matter. You could talk about, oh, we need to own our state. We need to go back to Mississippi. They're not going to respect you over there. We need to control the South. You think white people are going to let you control the South? They own the South. White people own the South. And a handful of white people own the South. Don't take my word for it. Look at Valdosta. I think Valdosta, Georgia. They say what 50% of people over there are black, 40% or maybe 39, 40% are white, and they run the system over there. They run the system. They run the courts. They run the schools. But the majority of people are black. They don't run nothing. They don't run nothing. That's sad. That's sick. That's sickening to my stomach. How is the majority in Mississippi, somewhere in Mississippi, I don't care where they at, but they don't run nothing. They don't own nothing. They don't run nothing. And if they do, please somebody show me. But you got people running their mouth. We need to go back to Mississippi, and we need to do it to take over the state. We need to take over the state. Sounding stupid. Shut your dumb ass up. Pipe dream bullshit, man. Sick of this pipe dream shit. But if there's a state of emergency, who are you going to run to? Oh, we got to ask the white man for federal funding. We got to ask the white man for federal funding. And then you might as well so you might as well just be in the same state. You might as well just be in the same be where you at right now. Because that's not independent. That's not being independent. Our ancestors want to be independent. But of course, the United States said, no, we can't allow this to happen because if black people become independent, then we're going to have a problem. Then we're going to end up losing money. We need their brain power. We need African brain power so we can stay on top. That's what happened. And this is what continue happening. They're using our brain power to keep them on top. So they get the best of the best. And they will pay them good money. They will pay a black person. Don't take my word for it. Look at sports. Look at sports. Look at people like Michael Jordan, all these great athletes, these great African athletes. And how these white men don't even play sports, but they just sit back and call the shots and make billions of dollars. Nike made billions of dollars off of Michael Jordan. Am I right? Nike wasn't making that much money like that before Michael Jordan. But when Michael Jordan came on, Nike became a $1 billion company. Multi-billion dollar company. Because them Jordans was selling like crazy, and they still selling. But just imagine if we just kept our so-called Negro leagues. We won't probably call it Negro, we would call it something else, call it African leagues or call it something else. I don't know. That all that money would have been, we would have been having all that money. They would have no choice but to come to us. Oh, you want our business? Okay, this is what we need. This is what you need to put it. We could change our condition overnight. I don't want a state. I want a country. And if Liberia is our country that our ancestors have found over here, then we need to control that country. Only thing I don't like is the flag. I don't like Liberia's flag because it reminds me too much of the United States, and we need to get rid of that flag. But other than that, if the Liberia is our country because it's on the west coast of Africa, then we need to be focusing on that. And I'm all for that. I'm more for Liberia. And I might just go over there. That be probably my first visit over there. Because our ancestors found that country. They would have found that country, and that's what we need to start doing. We need a country. And we need to start building with our people, the natives over there, our African natives over there, and we need to start building with them, and we need to start uniting with them. Plain and simple. Hands down. Hands down. Don't fall for these movies, these political, how do you say it? This political, what they call it, propaganda movies, But every time they show Liberia in the most messed up country where you always have this evil warlord corrupting the country. Don't follow that. That's the typical propaganda that the United States would like to put out. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that. But again, people, we have to wake up. And I'm letting you know now to prepare yourself, because there's going to be more of these so-called random shootings. Get off the goofy train. Stop listening to these anti-Pan-Africanism hate groups, because they're part of it. They're part of the hate movement. They're part of it. And they still follow this black status thing. No, black means divine. That's all that black means. That's how when we came out the word black, that means divine. That means power. That means strength. That was symbolic. So I don't mind be calling black. I don't have a problem, because that means I'm divine. I'm powerful, and they know that. White people took it and made it a status issue. They always take what we got and change it to fit their needs, to make them feel comfortable. But let's take the word black and let's make it a status, so we won't feel inferior. We won't feel a certain way about it. And this is what they do. So I want people to understand, to prepare themselves, because there's going to be more of this coming. This is not a random thing. There's a hateful racial group out there, the white extremist group out there, like it could be part of some militia, and they're out here to really, we are the targets. We are target practice. That's all it is. We are target practice. And we're going to have to protect ourselves by any means. Stop playing around. Get off the goofy train. Stay away from the scammers. You know who the scammers are. So with that said, I'm about to get out. I just had to speak my piece on this. And with that said, I'm out. Peace and love. I put the link in there. Let me see this. I put the link in there. Anybody want to come on real quick? Give it a few minutes, and if not, I will jump off. But other than that, that's it, man. I just had to speak my mind on this shooting, because, like I said, it's just really embarrassing to me, where somebody could just come into our neighborhoods now and just start doing all this shooting, and it's like, that's going to be the new thing now. That's going to be the new thing now. And before this year's up, I have a funny feeling it's going to be another one, and it's going to be another, and that's going to be the new thing, because we dropped the ball. We got too comfortable attacking each other. We got too comfortable of forgetting and forgiving white people. You know, we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. It got to the point we don't even trust each other. Our women are here. Our sisters are here. So-called sisters. They're not acting right. The brother's not acting right. The black man is not acting right. He's confused. The black woman's confused. You know, it's just madness. Just madness. It's just madness, man. It's just sick. It's starting to be sick to my stomach. So I just want to just throw that out there. But I says nobody's not coming through. I'm going to head out. And I'll see y'all next time. Like I said, I don't be on YouTube like this. I don't like being on YouTube because I've realized well, number one, I can't afford that time like that. There's people out here, and I notice there's people out there, they be on YouTube early in the morning. Early in the morning. Don't you have a job? That just shows you what time. It shows you that you don't have a job, you ain't working, but you could be on YouTube early in the morning. What you doing with your time? And that's the only thing they can do is get on YouTube early in the morning. They're not working, they don't have no job, but you want to get on YouTube, run your mouth, and you spend 5 hours talking about nothing, talking about the next man or the next woman. It's sad. This is what black people doing with their time. And they call themselves revolutionaries. Unbelievable. With that said, family, I'm out of here. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.